So, hey, what are you doing? Why are there two? You're not. I'm you. So, why are you? Jinx. What's going on? And why does he me? Why do you look like? Anyway, there, all better. So, we are going to be going over the topic 11 test right now. And I hope that when I post this, you'll be able to see it. For those of you who need it, I'm recording. Let me present. God, can you imagine if I forgot to do this again? I had to do it all over again. So I'm going to go to I should be presenting the whole screen. I'm going to go to the test. I'm going to go over the test. So topic 11 test. Questions number 1 and 2, all you have to do is do base times height. That will give you the area of the parallelogram. This times this, boom, you're done. This is the base. This is the height. Multiply those two, boom, you're done. I don't think anybody's missed those yet, so don't be the first. But you know what people have missed? A lot of people have been missing this and this. And the reason why is they're forgetting. They're doing base times height, which is what you're supposed to do. But after you do base times height, they're stopping and they are forgetting, and they're doing that for both. But they're forgetting that you're supposed to divide by 2. Okay? So when you do base times height, don't forget for number 3 and number 4, you need to divide by 2. Why? Because it's a triangle. It's a triangle. To find the area of a triangle, you're going to have to take half of a number. Okay? You can take half the number before you multiply and then multiply, or you can multiply and then take half that answer. But you need to take half of a number at some point, either here or here, or after you multiply. So don't forget to divide by 2 for 3 and 4. Number 5, here's your hint for number 5. What's the area? Class, what does that stand for, that SQ? It stands for square, right? So look at some of these answers. Like, what do all these numbers have in common? For the area that you're finding, look at that number right there. That is the same number that should be after the inches in your answer. So for number 5, that same number, which one of those has the same number? It should be obvious. Now, number 6 and 7, here's what I feel bad about. As it turns out, the same way that we solve number 6, we can also solve number 7, and that simplifies things. Because the way that we solve 6 and 7 is you take the top plus the bottom. You add those two. And then whatever that gives you, you're going to multiply that times half the height. Okay? That's what you're doing. Top plus bottom times half the height. So, for example, top plus bottom times, well, what's half of 6? Half of 6 is 3. And that will give you the answer. Do 7 plus 10 and then multiply the number that you get times 3, you're done. Now for number 7, top plus bottom times half of this number. And if you're just watching and not listening, you're going to think I meant multiply times 14, and you're not going to hear me say you need to cut 14 in half. Okay? So that's how you do 6 and 7. Number 8, I would cut it like this. That red rectangle, you're going to multiply these two numbers to get the area for that. Okay? And then you want to find the area of this blue rectangle right here. Now, how would you do that? Well, remember, this distance right here is 8. This distance right here is 3. So if I subtract that distance of 3, I subtract that from 8, what I'm left with is 5. 3 subtracted from 8 is 5. So this green box I'm going to take these two numbers and multiply to get the area of this shape. And then I'm going to take both areas and I'm going to add this number and I'm going to add this number. Add those two areas and then you get the total area for that. Number 9, here's your hint. I'm going to do a completely different problem, but listen to what I'm saying, okay? If this was the problem, then what I would do to solve is I would do the opposite of what I say to both sides. The opposite of dividing by 7 is times 7. So that would be my answer. So for this one, you got to do the opposite of what you see. What is the opposite of plus 3? Whatever the opposite of that is, do it to both sides, and then you're done. And if you multiply times 7 to get 70, then I know you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're just watching the video without listening, which is not good. All right, 10, 11, and 12, and 13 we went over. People have been doing really good on those, so I'm not too worried about you missing that. I don't think anybody's missed those yet. Number 14. Okay. So number 14, you have 5 sides to this triangular prism. This shape is basically this. That's exactly what it is. You have a base, you have a roof, like right here. This is the roof. Doesn't that look like a roof? Which is a rectangle. You have the other roof, and then you have these two triangles here and here, which are identical. So what we're going to do is let's find the area of the roof first. This is 9 across. See that 9? By 6. 9 times 6 is 54. So this area and this area are both 54. You're going to add those together. Then you have, let's do the two triangles, okay? You have this triangle and this triangle. You have the front and you have the back that you can't see. So that triangle is 5 tall, that's the height, and the base is 8. So I would cut 8 in half. No, you know what? Let's do it the way that we did it earlier. Let's just multiply those two first, and then don't forget, you're going to divide by 2. So the area of those two triangles, it's 20 for the front triangle, and the area of the back triangle is 20. Now all we have left is the bottom. You can't see the bottom. It's the shape of a rectangle. See how that's 8 and that's 9? So you have a rectangle, 8 by 9. You multiply those two together, you get 72. So you're going to take all 5 numbers and add them up. I would do it one at a time. I would add up those two, then get those two numbers, add them together, and then add 72. Whichever way you want to do it. Add those 5 numbers, and you're going to get the right answer. Number 15. Number 15. Multiply 6 times 5, and that's going to give you that area right there. That's the left side. You also have a right side. So whatever you get, double it. And that's going to give you the area of the left and the right. You also have a front, which is 4 by 5. You're going to multiply that. That's going to give you the area of the front. But you also have a back that's exactly the same size. So multiply that times 2, and that's going to give you the area of the combined front and back. Then you have a top, which is 6 by 4. You multiply 6 times 4, you're going to get the area of the top. Multiply that times 2, and that's going to also give you the area of the bottom. So you're going to get 3 numbers. Multiply each of those numbers times 2, and then you're going to get 3 new numbers here. Add those together, and that's going to be the total surface area, okay? Hope that made sense. If not, listen to me say that one more time and see if that helps. Number 16 is quite simple. Multiply, multiply, multiply. You're taking 5 times 6 times 1.3. And then, number 17, exactly the same. 5 times 7, whatever that equals, take that number times 18. Multiply all 3 numbers together, you're going to get the right answer. Okay? And then number 18, you need to get all 4 points graphed correctly. I will do this point for you in case you forgot how to do this. Remember, the first number is when you start at the origin, it's how many you go. That's the x, and then you have the y. See this letter right here? That's on the horizontal axis. So you're going to go across, not up and down 5. You're not going to go up 5. You're going to go over 5. So here's my 5 right here. And then the second number, that's the vertical axis. See that y right there? That's how many you go up or down. And since it's positive, you're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm going to switch to green, and I'm going to put a dot right here. So 5, 4 means 5 to the right, 4 up, and that dot is going to be right there. So you're going to have 4 dots and then connect them for those of you that did this on paper. And that's it. So hope that was helpful. Sorry about having a doppelganger. If you don't know what that means, look it up. At the beginning, that was really weird, but he was kind of handsome, not going to lie. I did like his style. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording, and I hope you guys give me the good answers and the better answers and the right answers the second time you turn this in.